Welcome back. It's not Brandon. It's Hindu.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. The last time Hinduman and I, the last time you and I casted together was
Worlds,
the finals of Xbox.
Yep. Nice relaxing time that was, and now we're back for some more Xbox action. Well, console style anyway. And we're going to be seeing Cleanup Crew, the CC for sure, so I nearly said Cringe Crew. Cleanup Crew up against Team Rival. Both of these teams make it to the final. Our first time we've seen Cleanup Crew reach the finals. Barrage got defeated by them, who were top of the standings for a considerable amount of time. And Team BM starting to fall from grace too from those standings. Rival with a back-to-back finals now. They have a chance to continue catch up on points.
Team Rival really pulled out all the stops, playing very, very well last week. They had a couple of interesting picks. I loved Zenborne on the Sobek. Let's see if they can do it again. Picks and bans. Pretty please, Team Rival Cleanup Crew, and let's see what they pick and ban first.
Well, beginning of the game, bans are available. Obviously, it's the patch before the PC client, so a few things still not in effect here, like Throwing Dagger, which I'm expecting we'll see over on the console side of things when the new patch comes out there. Very, very soon. Capri off the table. No health nerfs to him just yet, but they will come through and he'll still get picked.
Yeah, so not a surprise here as Capri is banned out. Ao Kwang will also be banned out. So despite the fact that there's no ultimate from Capri to go through with the execute, still don't want to see that Ao Quizzle.
Very, very effective, though, throughout the whole game. Early game, a little bit on the weaker side, but we gave him a few buffs to help him through that, which helps him transition to the mid-game. Guan Yu, one of the best gods on console. People do not want to deal with it. Sustain, decent damage, and very hard to escape the cavalry charge.
And it's definitely hard to escape an Odin ring as well. Athena will be the first pick for Team Rival. She was curiously absent in our last game over on the PC side of things, but here in the console side of the world, everybody knows how powerful a taunt is.
Easy setup with that taunt. Can jungle, can solo lane, and obviously support. So 3 potential roles there for it. We'll see if Rival choose to go with one of the unorthodox ones, so to speak. But Isis in the mid lane will be locked in, especially with that Odin being banned away.
Isis just so powerful, specifically in the early game. Using her ability to clear can lead to so many more ripple effects. And Kalima, also a very powerful character here in Season 3.
Helps him out during the early game as well. With Isis clearing the mid stages of this game, just going to help out Kali's weaker early game, so that to be fair, it should be a dominant performance for that mid lane, unless we see something out of Rival that's very effective, such as Thor and maybe a Giannis alongside it, but Giannis not seen as much over on the console, but we'll see if they go for it.
Giannis has been not exactly seen a lot on PC either, for what it's worth.
Pretty true. I mean, Zeros has been played out over in Europe, but maybe we'll see potentially a Poseidon here is pretty good against Kali as well. Will be Soul locked in. Could be a flex pick though. Hunter and the mid lane available to it.
Yeah, by selecting Soul, I mean, she can go in a lot of different places. She's, how you say, a little unstable. You're not sure if she's going mid or Hunter.
That was terrible.
It was wonderful.
It was awful.
Didn't you miss me?
Not at all. Not one single second. Geb locked in as well. I am loving Cleanup Crew's composition already on paper.
Yeah.
The Geb to protect Kali in case she gets in trouble when she goes for the ultimates. Isis as well. Big area of effect CC as well as wave push. So already Cleanup Crew's composition coming together nicely. Rival's not too far behind. A lot of global pressure already with that Thor and Athena.
Cleanup Crew ban out the Chronos, which I think is interesting. If you have a Soul and a Chronos, first of all, you're magical heavy, which means that Athena absolutely can't go in the support role. You need to look for a warrior or perhaps bring a physical into the mid lane. Soul and Chronos combined together, all of a sudden Runic Shield is very easy to shut them down. There were a lot of options just by leaving Chronos there on the table. So,
well, the thing with the Chronos is, though, is when Kali's target is Chronos, it's very hard to pick off that Chronos. That rewind causes so many issues, and Chronos very, very safe in the lane in phase 2, plays very far back and can still clear the wave effectively. So not an easy target. I wouldn't mind seeing Team Rival look potentially, if they're going to run Sol in the Hunter, to look for a Nuwa in mid lane. You don't see it too much on console, but Nuwa very good against Kali for just keeping herself away from danger.
Able to eject in the middle of a situation, definitely the truth. Hades will be selected for Cleanup Crew. This god has been very powerful on the SCL side of the map.
Dominant solo laner, has very, very good matchups for the most part against a lot of the gods that you'll see over in the solo lane. So he's a real focus on lane-specific damage there. Hey, in response, you'll see Vamana, so that you won't necessarily see a kill over on this side of the map.
Vamana I mean, as far as clearing the wave concerned, not a big deal, but Hades can fight him pretty well. Hades can shut down the dash by silencing out, clear the path.
It's just the timing of it is the difficult thing. I mean, yeah,
Sure.
you can silence it out, but you're not going to really find a kill there. Neith finally locked it as well, which says it could be Sol or Neith in the mid lane for Team Rival. They have the option to either give that over to Atonement or to Headhunter, either or. Cleanup Crew, their final pick coming through, should be a Hunter, unless they're going to go for the Cyclone spin option and go for Kali Hunter.
I think we'll see a Hunter. Rival have done a good job at limiting the options, taking off Shibalanke, who is very, very popular on the SCL side of things, and Ho Yi, who's just popular in general. We'll see if that's the case. And it will be a Chiron, so...
So when we look at lane pressure here, it's going to be interesting to see exactly whether it's Neith or Sol in the mid lane, first of all. But Thor and Neith, or Thor and Sol, should have very good wave clear up against Kali and Isis, but Isis and Kali will have a little bit of an effect earlier on in this game. Over in the duo lane, it is going to be Sol and Athena up against Chiron and Geb. Athena and Sol definitely will have wave clear early on in that matchup, so keep an eye for the pressure for Team Rival over in the left-hand side of the map. In the mid, it'll probably go the way of Cleanup Crew, and solo lane, nobody cares because nobody's going to die and do anything interesting.
Let's go ahead and introduce you to our squads. Team Rival is a team that we have seen last week. Gnome in the short lane, Hydra lurking in the jungle, Atonement a very strong mid laner, and Zenborne and Headhunter will combine for our duo lane. Keep an eye on Zenborne. He's definitely an aggressive player to say the least. Meanwhile, Cleanup Crew on the other side, they've got two members from Barrage. Fudge and Bean will show their face. The 50-meter fly, which is a swimming event, as Adonis and I learned last week. Roski85 will be the support player, and then Hadderrs on Hades in the short lane.
50-meter fly.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not a very large insect. We confirmed that last
I didn't
week.
think it was going to be an insect. I just thought it was a fly that can only fly for 50 meters or something.
Oh,
like that.
Kevin and I had a
big
ball.
old conversation.
We had a huge conversation about this last time. He wanted to know maybe 50 meters was the difference between hovering and flying.
Tell you what's the difference right now. This invasion, which they're actually been spotted out by Cleanup Crew there thanks to the ward placement, but he's forced to reset.
Already successful.
On that blue buff.
Already successful. A lot of, I mean, we always mention it with ganks, but just stopping your opponent from doing something is powerful in and of itself. Obviously, if you're doing that invade, you want the benefit of the buff yourself, this and a third, but just stopping the opponent, already beneficial.
It's not going to make a big impact, though, because neither of them have blue buff. They both took one camp each. One side took the mid harpies, one took the back, so it's not going to make a huge thing there unless Hades gets bullied a little bit more in this lane. Both those gods are over in the solo lane do want that mana buff, so eventually we'll see him go for it. Aggression over in the duo, though.
A lot of damage coming out from Headhunter, using that AoE ability of Soul to really deal the damage. Taunt got to choose one as Cleanup Crew intelligently spreads out. And Roski going to be slowed, going to take some damage. No taunt available from Zenborne, but instead they'll look at Bean. Big damage onto the Chiron as well.
Really,
told you he was aggressive.
Really, really good poke from this duo lane of Team Rival here. Stellar Burst in the back will hit Bean once again, so continuing to poke him down, especially with that passive of his where he can heal back up as well. For me, Zenborne, though, using that reach to great effect. You can see him looking for poke with the reach immediately after every ability, trying to play into Athena's strength with that passive.
Yeah, Zenborne going to be one of your more aggressive Guardians overall.
So we saw mid lane there of Cleanup Crew look for the back harpies on the left-hand side, which were unfortunately down. They were able to steal them away, but they looked for the rotation, found out they weren't there. They're not going to miss anything in the lane, as we do see both the solo lanes finally did manage to get their blue. A small experience lead over there for Gnome in that solo lane at the moment.
50-meter fly gets aggressed on by Hydra, but Hydra takes a step too far. Double stun comes out. The damage from Fudge, not enough to confirm the kill.
Didn't find the jump. If we would have found the jump, it would have been a bit more poke. Not enough to find the kill, though. And Hydra should be able to be fine there. Popped his potions and obviously taking the back harpy. Back harpy's here with the bomber's mask. We'll just heal him back up.
That's the difference between a red pot and boot start for Kali. I like the boots a little bit better. I honestly do. I think Kali is one of the more item-dependent gods in the game. And by selecting the red pot, you're essentially throwing 450 gold away.
Essentially, yeah. But if you get that first blood, then it equals out kind of good for getting your build online.
Sure, then you have an extra 30 gold.
It helps you in some circumstances.
And that's one of those circumstances that's going to help you.
Weaver coming in right inside, plus a Thorl as well. We're going to see first blood already. Hadderrs. Well, he's had it. He didn't know he was coming in until it was too late. Big combo.
That is as soon as you hit level 5 on Thor, you look for that gank. Maybe catch somebody unawares.
But that was all the aggression coming out from Rival, honestly. That early aggression from Rival denying the blue buff meant that Hadderrs wasn't level 5 yet. If he was level 5, he could have ulted in place, avoided the stun of both World Weaver and the Thor dunk, so he could have potentially tried to turn something around and escape. But too little too late, wasn't level 5, and now Rival have the pressure.
I think that's a kill even if he's level 5. Same scenario here in the mid lane. This Isis is going to be in trouble. Gnome takes him out. Meanwhile, in the long lane, we get a kill going the other way.
Sol ended up going down there, overextended. Collie a little bit caught out of position here. Bit of aggression coming out from Zenborne once again, but Hadderrs' rotation pays off, and they find Hydra. 3 men ulted.
Of agony. 3 people caught in, 2 people stuck for the full duration. Zenborne going to be chased down, stun, and not quite done.
Wow, he gets out around the backside, not going to be able to chase down for now. Jukes out the jump in and blinks away. Continue chasing me, boys. Waste your time. Lash misses too. Going to use the red buff for cover. Not going to pull it though, because that'll be a mistake with Zenborne. Just buying time for himself.
Poor pathing coming out from the Athena, gets herself stunned, and Hadderrs with the leap, able to take out Zenborne.
Shame we saw Gnome rotate over there as well. He could have gone back to the solo lane straight away and punished Hadderrs for this huge rotation over here.
Yep.
Still have the teleport available. Instead, though, they will get the buffs there. So let's just, the mid-hoppies, let's just set the experience in gold and see how this one's played out, because it looks like it's all Rival.
Yeah, it's about even, but it's been up and down. Rival definitely had a little bit of dominance early on, about a minute ago. But a good play from Cleanup Crew, able to bring it back closer to equilibrium. Atonement on this Neith. I feel the same way about Atonement on this Neith as I do Shadow Nightmare on the Neith, where I feel like Neith kind of limits the amount of carry potential you can have out of the mid lane.
I agree, but he's very, very safe for the most part, that Neith. He's going to struggle a little bit against Carly this game, though, because once Carly gets herself online, she'll blink initiate onto him. Immediately in response, you'll see Purification come out from the Neith and a backflip, which will cause Carly to just jump straight after and start chopping you to pieces.
Headhunter has used more abilities on his opponent than the actual wave, which now might pose a problem. Chiron has a whole bunch of minions.
And it's always hard playing against a Chiron because he'll get free damage off on you essentially overall, because once he manages to get some poke off on you, you'll think you've won the trade, and then trading exercise will kick in, and yeah, job done.
Always able to hit that last shot. Nobody's really annoying the enemy jungle here. Very few invades coming out from Rival or Cleanup Crew.
Tuning with the solo lane now, just continuing to farm up here. Hadderrs going down his first blood, did a good job of getting himself back into this, back to 2 kills for himself as well, which has kept him relevant up against this Vamana, who could have ran away with this lane at one point.
Could have, but has not yet done it. Hadderrs does very well, clearing the wave and hanging out in solo lane as is. Both of these characters find themselves with 2 early kills. A Neith ult detonates somewhere in the world.
Gnome happy to try and trade out that wave, but Hadderrs having none of it, really. He just wants to farm up, heal himself off the minion wave as well. Gnome have to take up those minions, take a little bit of poke damage, but he'll be fine because he's 3,200. Zenborne feeding himself a little bit much here. That's a full minion wave, buddy. Going to take a lot of poke for that, and that's over-aggressive. You're going to be taking a trip back to base or popping a few health potions before you do anything else.
Zenborne, there is a method to his madness. Zenborne hangs out there and saves a little bit of the wave. Headhunter, obviously unable to get all 6 as the damage comes out onto his support, but saving 3 minions off the tower. Definitely a good look as you're trying to build that soul up very quickly.
Still over on the right-hand side, Gnome being aggressive, keeping Hadderrs at bay for the most part. He's going to return back to base now. Should be working towards that Hydra the Urchin by the looks of it. Very, very early on. Tier 2 of it now completed. So Hydra the Urchin will be online for the big baby relatively soon as Headhunter drops a ward on the left-hand side and gets pinged out immediately by Bean.
Right in front of Bean. So, not able to counter it just yet, but the location and the time placement definitely known. Here comes the aggression out of Headhunter. Looking at Bean. Takes the safe route again. Might have been a kill there.
I mean, potentially, but it's very, very hard to bring down the Chiron. He's got to be careful of the rotations coming out from the enemy team, too. And talk about the rotations. Look where they are now. They're in the Gold Fury pit, but Geb's going to stand on that ward. So, not going to be too much there as the mid-hoppies do go the way of Rival just about there.
Chased out. Zenborne and Atonement hanging out. Hey, look, it's a dual lane. Neith and Athena.
Duo lane in mid. Left-hand side, though, it's a duo lane in duo lane. Headhunter under pressure here, going to get ulted by Athena, though, defensively. And a World Weaver comes in, too. Cataclysmed away, but the taunt will secure the kill for Zenborne.
Nice ability coming out from Bean to kill out Headhunter. Zenborne wants this kill.
He's dead, though.
He wants this kill.
Yeah, but he's dead, though.
He wants this kill.
But he's dead. If he doesn't die here, I'll be very, very surprised. Doesn't have his ultimate going to path through the jungle as Thor comes dunking in as well. He's not dead, though.
Hydra shows up, helps out his teammate.
He survives.
Yep. Would have been dead if Thor wasn't there.
Very, very true indeed. So Zenborne played it overly aggressive, but not getting punished too much for it. We did see him get picked up a little bit earlier on after a nice little chase through the jungle, but it wasn't to be. Team rival, probably favourites here, considering they've been to the finals before last week as well. They defeated Barrage in that 2-3, 2-1 upset.
There you go.
Goodness me.
Best out of 3, not 17 or whatever you were
games
counting
or
to.
something. I don't know why I'm talking about.
It was an exciting set. Watson, really regarded as the premier player on Europe for SCL, not able to find his way into the finals this time around.
Yeah, surprisingly enough, Watson credited for a lot over in that solo lane, but I think the more and more Watson's been playing, the more and more the other solo lanes have started to catch him up now, work out the sort of god pool he's been playing and either pick and ban it out or pick it for themselves, and to great effect.
Yeah, and also not for nothing, just the ability to play more has allowed teams to get a little bit better.
And that's the thing, so the console league is still growing. This is the qualifiers for the pro league of the console scene. And the teams are still getting used to the metas, the ideas of the differences between this and maybe the old school days of the PC. Some of these players have transitioned to some new blood that's found its way in who just focus on console.
Yeah, and the individual scenes have also flourished. You've got a number of streamers. A lot of the guys on North American side, eager, wind up streaming. Most notably Chapo.
Oh, I love that.
No kill here. No kill
I love the
potential
snipes, though, that came out. You used the ultimate trying to force it. He knew Disapparate was on cooldown. Potential for a kill if he found the second shot. Not to be, though, but I like the idea.
And also here in Europe, a bunch of streamers on the console side as well. Watson himself has been streaming a little bit. And I know the rival guys will occasionally boot up their stream as well. So if you want to catch these guys out of the tournament, definitely
Hydra just got hurt.
give them a
to
look.
The sky, then immediately they're looking to try and disengage as Gnome
Isis
teleports in. Isis is under pressure.
intelligently waits out the shield from Geb and just annihilates the 50-meter fly. Looking towards Bean in the jungle, not going to be the accurate target. 4 players for rival now grouped up in the mid lane, not looking for the objective as far as the tower is concerned. They're looking for the objective as far as the Gold Fury is
Is a sentry down here, though, so they do know what's going on. Cleanup crew, they just got de-warded, though. Geb comes rolling in very, very early in this with a knockback as Hades on the back. He's going to get a big ol' off.
That is a big rotation coming out there. Teleport goes right where it should. Taunt brings Roski directly to Atonement, who's able to finish him off. Big Baby pushing away the enemy. Cleanup crew has gotten a kill in the past, but here, all they do is fall.
Well, Fudge is overextended now. He was looking for the pick on Carly, Purification, but it's not going to be enough to get away from Headhunter, who clears him up.
Headhunter, now his direct opponent being chased down. Bean gets slowed, and he's going to take off. The dash is good enough.
Yeah, B was pretty good there. He realized as soon as Vamana had missed most of his abilities there, didn't find the slow, it was very easy for him just to walk back, hold off, and then, eventually use that cavalry charge. Well, it's not cavalry charge, but it's the same thing.
I get the idea.
To get away.
Yeah, I get the idea. So it's not the ability named cavalry charge, but the idea of horse archers.
He's a horse.
Yeah.
He's Guan Yu that fires a bow. That's basically it. Guan Yu on an ult.
Now you're
Gold Fury goes the way of rival, and so does Geb.
Roski going to find a way out here.
I'm going to stop saying that, because that's twice now that I've tried to say that, and it's been wrong.
Hydra.
Console is so unpredictable.
I'm going to take you down to the racetrack. I'm going to take you down to the racetrack and say that the horse I bet on loses.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
Let's see if that works.
You ever do horse racing?
I mean, yeah, now and again.
Yeah.
Kind of boring, though. Atonement's under pressure in mid lane, though. No backflip to get away from this one. Hadderrs once again making an impact on this.
Look at Soul from the backside.
Oh, wow.
Cleanup crew's mid laner in some trouble. 50-meter fly gets dunked on. Hydra finds the mid laner one more time, but Hadderrs out of control. 4-1-0 on the solo laner. And everybody else is going to combine to do as their namesake implies. Cleanup in aisle mid. Mid lane tower going to fall as well.
They needed that, especially Carly. She managed to get herself a kill there, did Fudge. And that gold will catch her up a little bit more towards Thor. Hydra was having a good game on this Gnome, trying to defend this tower, but under pressure, he's going to have to back away. He's not going to worry too much, though, as there's no minion wave.
No minion wave anywhere to be seen. I think it's kind of funny we're watching a guy named Gnome play Vamana.
Well, he's a Gnome for a while and then changes his mind and becomes...
This is a good play.
Athena's
Athena's going to be ulting on top of Vamana. Can't find the damage from the slam, but now there are 2 players here, and Cleanup crew were already really retreating, but they were taking their time. Now they're forced to go a little bit quicker.
A little bit split though, rival there. You could see Gnome was
Yep.
fighting 3 members. Zenborne went for a different target. If they would have grouped up, they could have potentially found just one of them. But instead, they'll lick their wounds, go and take the boars on the right-hand side here, as the boys of Cleanup crew go back to base to spend that gold they just picked up off that tier 1 tower.
Yeah,
and the kills.
Yeah, that split TPS hurts teams. That's a note that the team hasn't been playing. They're still learning. They're still growing. They're still growing together. More importantly,
Isis under pressure in mid lane though now because she's used everything trying to defend this tier 1 tower. Luckily reinforcements have arrived in time and maybe it's rival in trouble.
that looked like a great situation. I have no idea how Isis got out, but now it's turning around. Fudge picks up on Headhunter. Thor's in the air. He's got to find. Well, he doesn't have to find it as his team escapes anyway. Thor lands between his teammate and the enemy, and that's good enough.
So now Isis really starting to struggle here. 50-meter fly at the moment. 9 stacks on that Doom Orb. He's died a couple of times. It's going to be down to 5 now as he's now 0 and 3. Gnome was trying to pressure the tier 1 tower right inside, but back in time is Hadderrs to defend with that teleport.
Yeah. So he's died. So Isis has died 3 times. Okay, you said a couple.
Oh, so sorry. Torn in mid lane though from Zenborne. I know exactly what you meant by that, by the way. Yes, couple means 2.
Well, no, that's what I wanted to get at as we hit a lull in the action. Couple. I think a couple just means a handful, a group, a bunch. There are a lot of people that fiercely defend that a couple means 2.
A couple is 2. A few
Yeah,
is like 3.
yeah, a couple is a few.
No, it's not.
It's not? You just used it in that context.
I know, but I was wrong.
Oh,
And
Hinduman said he was wrong?
Listen, I always admit
Where are
when
the
I'm
party hats?
wrong. I always admit when I'm wrong. Don't know about you, Fdot, but you
I
know.
generally do. I'm just louder about when I'm right.
You are, and then you really are actually, yeah.
Check out my FP win picks for the week.
Just like Kevin, Adonis did that too. He didn't even do anything to do with like
How many-
announcing what his picks were for the week. He was like, "I'm on a perfect run this week." I'm like, "Were you really?"
How many times have you seen the Counter-Strike clip of Kevin getting the Twitch kills? He's shown me that clip like 20 times.
Was that from like 1999 or something?
Kevin's got his moments. Played for Reason Gaming.
And where is he now? Where's Reason Gaming now? That tells you all. Middle lane, Geb under pressure once again as Atonement continues to poke them down under the tower. Tier 1 stands though for now.
Oh, there's a big ultimate from Neith. That'll be a big deal for this Hunter duel in the side lane. Zenborne slams right on top of Barrage Bean.
So what I've seen from Zenborne so far, he's really, really aggressive.
Yep.
He doesn't get as punished as much as I expect him to. His rotations seem to be very on point. He's well aware of the situation in multiple lanes. You've seen that with his ultimates coming in.
I warned
and when
you.
he does get in trouble, he does manage to get himself out of a pickle quite often. Someone in a pickle now, though, is Hydra. He'll fall, but maybe Atonement can make him pay.
Just going directly for the kill. Not his target, though.
Oh, didn't get the backflip. He was looking for the
Yeah.
flashy play. Not really, though, because he knew Gnome was there to clean it up for him instead. He atoned for the kill.
Haha, I like it. Gnome not quite coming up short in that situation, able to take the kill, as well as Soul able to take the tower.
Yeah, Headhunter gets that on the left-hand side. Continue pressuring it for all the time. Since Bean's been in there, he's been constantly poked out of this lane time and time again. And when he's overextended, Bean's been punished by the Athena rotations, which that's what globals are all about.
Yeah, Zenborne always ready to go ahead and ult his duo lane. And the mid lane Hunter works out as well as we see 2 tier 1s coming out. Cleanup crew has no tier 1 structures left except for their little solo lane, which is close to death as well.
So scoreboards are pretty much even now, 9 to 10 in favor of, actually in favor of Cleanup crew, I want to say, at the
Yeah,
moment, in terms of kills. However, Golden Experience definitely the other way around, I want to say, for the time being. Pretty close game for game 1 between these two. I expected Rival to potentially run away with this one just based past performances. Obviously, they came into this week with 180 points, did Rival. But Cleanup crew, well, they've made it to the final for the first time, and they're having a pretty good performance up in kills right now, even though they're down in gold.
Yeah, Kali able to find 3 early kills. Definitely a good look for the young jungler. Take a look, 3 kills as well on the Hunter, and 4 on the solo lane Hades. That's really where my eyes have been, all over the Hades, and those are the only kills on the side of Cleanup crew. Team Rival, a little bit better distributed. Still 4 on the solo lane Vamana, but 1 kill apiece for the Hunter, mid lane Hunter, and jungler alike, as Athena Zenborne finds herself with 2.
Yeah, Hadderrs has really showed off to me that Hades play from himself so far. He got picked for first blood, as we talked about, because he was behind, but since then, he's had a really good performance. Rotations have been on point, only that 1 death to his name. Managed to get his Warlock Slash almost stacked up already before the 20-minute marks, which isn't too bad in all fairness. Now working on that Breastplate of Valor for the cooldown reduction and the defense he's going to need against this, 3 physical lineup we've got.
Yeah, quite a punch the physical damage dealers bring from Team Rival.
Hydra just already in position for these Harpies, so they're going to go the way of Team Rival as well, just extending their gold lead once again. Gold Fury is available right now, and with an ISIS on the team, you've always got to keep your eyes peeled for a cheeky attempt.
Yeah, cleanup crew go ahead and drop the vision. However, Team Rival answer back immediately, picking up their own sentry ward. So vision battle goes the way of Team Rival, although do keep an eye on that sentry ward on the pathway to the Gold Fury from the dual lane. That'll be very useful for cleanup crew. As Soul comes around to the Gold Fury by that only path, they're going to be able to tell when people are near that objective.
Risky plan to Geb that though. Invested a little bit into it for no real reason. It is a Geb after all, but Fudge goes in, takes a lot of damage from Atonement, who's now going to get forced out. Once again, raw skill under pressure, so he's going to back away.
Sprint used. And with the push out of the jungler and the support, Team Rival going to go ahead and start the Gold Fury. Everybody knows that Soul has made this rotation, though, thanks to that ward cleanup crew has deeper, so...
Thor's up, and you can see Roski going to try and defend this one, but it's going to be too late. Rival get the Gold Fury, but at what cost?
Purification comes out from Headhunter. He's going to avoid the Pillar of Agony. Hadderrs has a great ultimate, but doesn't have the same consequence that his others have had. Headhunter now in some trouble. Silenced out the leap, and there's the final hit from Bean. Headhunters takes a spill.
And now cleanup crew on the offensive here. They lost the Gold Fury in the jungle. The assassins are trading.
Beautiful silence.
Once again, Hadderrs goes in. Doesn't find a kill though. Thor dunks down. Gonna wall them off, and now Hadderrs is in trouble.
Gnome is stomping down. Finally comes out of that ultimate. Hydra still finds the kill onto Hadderrs. But Fly takes out Atonement. Everybody looking at Hydra now. He'll find a way out. Fudge giving chase. There's the ultimate from Zenborne. He's going to land. The ultimate from Fudge a little bit too early. Preemptively used and dead. Hydra able to turn around due to the greediness of the jungler.
And Gnome just been a constant poking force during that engagement. Just continued to whack away on them, forcing them back. And in the end, ended up getting that kill at the end on to Bean, who was overextended as well. Cleanup crew just dived in too deep. They found the win. They lost the Gold Fury, fine. They picked up some kills, but they wanted even more of them. And by doing so, Rival responded in spades and tied it back up again and continue with a golden experience lead.
Fudge has been more successful than he hasn't been, to be honest with you. 3-3-6. Obviously, he's been doing pretty well for himself, but that is not the first time I've seen this game where he just goes a little bit too deep. Kali's supposed to, but a little bit too much.
He's very aggressive, especially in this stage of the game where he's still only level 15. If you full build, you can get yourself into that mindset of like, I'm Kali. I can whack away at you in a couple of hits, you'll be dead. Well, in the earlier game, it's not the same story, especially when you're against somebody like a Thor, who has got some extra protections with that Spirit Room.
Yeah, the Fatalis Chins combo really feels like the on switch for Kali, but essentially, you're going from neutral to drive. Once you start building the Odysseus bow or a little bit more attack speed, then you you downshift and you're really ready to hit the gas.
And the thing is, Thor's got pretty good matchup, honestly, against Akali for his escape ability against Akali. Hammer to jump away, wall to wall her off just to stun her to buy yourself a second's notice, and then you've still got your ultimate as well if you need to get out of dodge.
Yeah, just the fact that you're not going to be able to Berserker's Barrage doesn't mean that you're on the back foot there. Thor has a lot of tools outside of his direct damage abilities to really work, not just the character, but the battlefield.
So overall, I feel cleanup crew are the ones that are winning the engagements, but then overcommitting. And Rival, they're the ones winning the objective wars you can see on the map, and that's making a big impact as Hadderrs, once again, going to look for a pick on Headhunter.
Ooh, very early use of the Pillar of Agony there. Uncharacteristic for Hadderrs. Thor, on the other hand, very characteristically going to land down onto the backside, stopping cleanup crew from pushing too hard. Fudge finds himself under the tower again. Early use of the ultimate again. Zenborne able to take him out. 2 kills for cleanup crew on the other hand. 2-4-1 so far for the aggressive cleanup crew in the mid lane.
Hey, you may say that, but this game is all about objectives, Fdot. And guess what happened in the right-hand side? The tier 2 tower fell for Gnome, and he's just chilling out now like, It's alright, guys, we're still winning this. Now there's a rotation coming in from Hydra. Zenborne's on defense duty. This is fine from Team Rival at the moment. They're just focusing on objectives.
Yeah, they're taking what they can and looking less for the kills than everything else on
Once
the map.
again, cleanup crew a little bit overextended here. Have to use circular protection defensively. Shield is now down as well, so they may turn their attention to the Fly, who needs to spread those wings and get away, because if he doesn't, he's going to have a bad day.
Yeah, they might be singing Lenny Kravitz, but I don't think Gnome's going to let them get away and fly. Gnome, on the other hand, now have surrounded my 3 players of cleanup crew. Good play from the team to allow their mid laner to escape. And there's the end of the big baby. Taunt coming out from Zenborne to distract the enemy. And that's all she wrote.
I like what Gnome did there. He didn't want to try and run away. He immediately cleared the wave so they can't try and pressure the tower. His teammates come back. He doesn't even head back to base. He's like, well, I can pick up some farm. I'm still level 20 here. And you can see on the graphs, it's a 6,500 gold lead for Rival and just over 6,000 experience.
You know, I'm questioning myself there. I think that's a Lenny Kravitz song. You wouldn't know. He's American.
Okay.
You know the song, I Want to Get Over? I'm pretty sure that's Lenny Kravitz.
That is Lenny Kravitz.
It is?
And I want to fly.
Yeah. Wait, I'm sorry. Can you, I forget what song.
I'm not going to keep saying
No, what song was that? I missed it. Can you do it again?
Nope, I'm good. 23 minutes in, 14 to 13. Cleanup crew have the kill lead, but what they're doing is they're biting off too much more than they can chew.
Red buff split 4 ways for Team Rival. Find themselves significantly in the lead. Don't let the kills distract you. They're down 13 to 14, 1 kill underneath their opponent, but much more important in the game of Smite is the overall gold lead. That's what's going to make you more powerful than your opponent for the most part. That'll provide you items, and well, 6,400, that's quite a chunk of change for Team Rival.
Fdot, we're hitting late game, and the problem is the Carly, Fudge, yes, he's died a few times. Yes, he's committed a little bit too hard, a little bit too early before the time has been right. But that build is slowly coming online. Odysseus Bow nearly finished now as well to join the ranks of that Chins and Fatalis. And then if he looks for a little bit of penetration, maybe with a Titan's Bane, we could see a Carly with a late game explosion.
I mean, Carly's a breakfast dinner type of girl. She shows up early in game, hits you with a hard lash, gets a good stun, right? Late game, chews you up, but in the mid game largely disappears or just dies.
Well, talk about someone who might die being under pressure there. Has the purification and jump away. Thor going to take to the sky as well as backflip comes out from Atonement. Will Thor dunk down is the question, looking for Bean.
Lands defensively, just in case. The Thor ult there was just to dissuade cleanup crew from injecting themselves too much into that team fight.
This is better from cleanup crew though, because they were looking to siege the Gulf here. It didn't overextend, but maybe they have now, because Hadderrs going to get hit by a Will Weaver. It's a little bit too late getting across the map.
Expecting the damage, sorry about that. Expecting the damage to come out of Hydra, the double tap and the Berserker's Barrage didn't actually land. So the ultimate onto Hadderrs from Neith didn't do much of anything.
Didn't. So both teams just dancing around the Gulf Fury now, doing the magical dance that is whoever gets this wins the fight. But after that, we've seen that they generally trade out. Hadderrs under pressure again in mid.
Hydra taking a very risky play there. Could have been silenced and combined on, but cleanup crew not taking the opportunity.
Funny thing is, we've said Hadderrs quite a lot, but Gnome just slowly been whittling away on this Vamana roll game. 5-0 and 3, highest gold in the game. Rotations have been pretty good. Not died yet. Realized when to use abilities and who to focus in the engagements to keep him busy. And they're looking at the Gulf Fury, but they're just not feeling like they're ready for it just yet.
Yeah, Gnome's been a little bit more consistent, whereas he's in every single fight, knockups and damage and slowly making it happen. But Hadderrs, when he's effective, he is just changing the entire chorus of the fight. He's able to dash in and then just sit there with his Pillar of Agony, and everybody just gets stuck, and he's just, I am Hades.
Finally, Gulf Fury has been pulled by cleanup crew. Team Rival here to defend. Gnome has teleport. Probably going to look to teleport in the back, and he does. As Zenborne goes in for a big taunt. Big Baby's online, and the Gulf Fury is contested.
Knockups are strong enough to shake him off. There's Hadderrs on the backside, finding Atonement. Ultimate has been canceled. Zenborne still here, going to ult his teammate to protect him from the damage coming after the Geb ultimate. Love the attention to his teammates.
Again, being run down like a dog by Gnome as Atonement cleans up 2 in the narrow channel. That is the path back towards duo, and now they're going to look for more.
2 members left. Fly does pick up Headhunter, but this will likely be the end of her reign of terror. Berserker's Barrage able to finish it up. Hydra, no lament, but still on top. Geb, you're done too, bud. There's a taunt as soon as rollout comes out, And now that the shield is down, no chance to survive. Make your time. Atonement above Roski's. And that team fight puts Rival even further in the lead, 7,400.
I like the call coming out now from Team Rival. Instead of going straight for the Gold Fury, which is free, take the tier 2 tower first, which is free, extend that gold lead even further. Gold Fury is available, so they should swing back there. And instead of just getting 300 gold each, well, you're probably looking at about 600 gold each before you even look at their jungle.
Yeah, first the jungle's being cleared out. Gotta take the options off of the enemy's table. And then, as you said, likely will hit the drive-through.
Very objective-minded is Team Rival here. Actually, not even going to go for the Gold Fury. I'm surprised they left that up. Maybe they want to try and bait Cleanup Crew into going for it again and winning another fight like that.
It's possible. I would have liked to see the Gold Fury,
Me too. I'm a bit awkward by that. We saw Gnome go to mid lane and pressure it instead of going for the gold, starting that up. Atonement to him. Could have cleaned that up very, very quickly, but instead, they're giving it a window here. If Cleanup Crew recognize it, they could have just rushed down this Gold Fury right now as everybody from Rival were back in base.
And there's no vision coming out from Team Rival either. The only sentry ward on the map is red in color, which means it belongs to Cleanup Crew. Can we take a look at Ward's place? I don't know if that's a thing or not. It is. And look at that.
Hadderrs. We need to have words. You are Bush's twin brother from the solo lane. That's what I can see right about now this season already.
You know what? He's been making the impact, man. 5-3-7 on the Warlock / Hades. He could do whatever he wants.
Hey, he'd make the impact even more if he could see over walls. If he had a ward down, I'll just say that. God Fury is about to be started by Rival, though. Cleanup Crew not in a position to contest this. I think they don't. I'm not sure if they know it's up. I mean, they do. There's a ward there, so. Yeah. Why did nobody come over? That was quite surprising. Why has nobody put a sentry ward down to clear
There is a sentry ward. I like it.
No, but why is there no sentry from Rival? Just
there is a sentry.
In mid lane, Hadderrs, half health, under pressure, silencing, all in force, still being pressured by multiple members. Thor is still in the sky, comes crashing down on the fly, and the fly is gone.
Headhunter picks up his second kill of the contest. Roski is going to roll out as Gnome chases Hadderrs to the right side. Clear the path is good. Where's the dash from Hadderrs? It's nowhere. Gnome. Make him sit down, please.
A little bit confused by the calls coming out from the team here, because Cleanup Crew, they send Beam to the right-hand side to clear a tier 1 tower and pressure a tier 2. They send Carly to the left, and now Carly's going to come mid lane to try and defend on her own, gets a big Geb shield, but now she's going to back away, so they're going to lose a tier 2 tower in mid lane. Meanwhile, Beam's still trying to push right, and actually more than anything, survive Hydra, who's trying to pick him off.
He's been doing a decent job, though. Takes that tier 2 to 10%.
But they lose a Phoenix for this. Like, they had Carly left, Chiron right, 3 members in mid, 2 die, another one now dies in mid lane. So it doesn't work out for Cleanup Crew at all. They technically throw a lot of this game just off that one play.
Yeah, not the finest moment for Cleanup Crew. Their first time in the finals.
And Vamana now is in a dangerous position. Gnome is already now full build, finished off with haste and fatality. So not only will he slow you down with his in-hands as he beats you, he will keep pace with you as he's doing so, as well as lower your attack speed.
So he's doing a whole bunch.
A whole bunch. Watch him. He's like, against multiple targets, like, okay, fine, I'll just hit Big Baby. Oh, wait, I've got more protections now because I've got Athena coming too. You better get away, Fudge. And so Fudge does.
Jumping away. He does have that Odysseus bow finished.
Good news is, though, Fudge is starting to pack now at the moment. He's starting to get his full build online eventually. Looking towards that Jotun's Wrath more than likely, and then Bombers into probably sell that for the Titans. But he's taking him a little bit longer after completing that Odysseus bow to continue.
Yeah, he's got to really find his way into these fights by way of the rear end and try to loop around away from the frontliners that can really do damage to him by taunting and putting him to a precarious situation. So he's got to really find his way to impact the game without getting absolutely pushed in.
Has it only been one Gold Fury so far this game?
Yes, sir.
And it's all been objective control. Let's pick up the graphs one more time, because the gold lead is all down to towers here for the most part, as we're going to see Cleanup Crew edge it back a little bit here by taking this Gold Fury on the left-hand side. But meanwhile, Team Rival, they're heading towards the Fire Giant. Hadderrs is here, but he's alone right now.
Gold Fury cuts the 5-digit lead back to 4, 9,600 on the side of Team Rival. Still a very uphill battle if you're a Cleanup Crew fan.
If Hadderrs gets poked out here, Zenborne could go aggressive. Going to get a big ton off into Fudge, who gets a great shield. World Weaver does connect, however, but there's no further follow-up. Isis gets some good poke out in the mid lane. Gnome, very low on mana and could be in an awkward spot.
Hater's going to go right on to Gnome. Can't find it, but it's Thom finds Fudge. No more Kali for this fight.
That was nice from Atonement there. I'm pretty sure he used the backflip.
Great blank.
Zenborne gets a 3-man taunt. No follow-up though, unfortunately. But what we saw from Atonement there is he backflipped and hit the weave, which got the big damage off and bursted him.
Problem when you're blink taunting there that Zenborne finds out is sometimes you go a little bit faster than your teammates. No follow-up was immediately available. Quite a different story now.
Bad news is there's no damage to follow up that Cataclysm, which is a shame, and now Bean's in trouble, going to get dunked by Zenborne. Gnome gets credit for the kill as Headhunter pushes on. Phoenix is already down in mid lane. I'm not sure what they're looking for here. They're looking for the end?
Just looking to kill players.
Well, there's no players left really for them to kill because the remaining ones are still in base, so they're going to head over to the Fire Giant. Ignore completely that blue buff. Straight to the Fire Giant they go. And this should be relatively free. Team Rival looking like they're going to find the first win in this best of 3 finals. Relatively easily, just based on objective control more than anything else.
Yeah, Rival have the vision on the right-hand side. The Fire Giant will fall. Zenborne out there doing zone duty. And cleanup crew, they've got, well, I was going to say 2 Guardians.
Can we check gold in hand right now for Team Rival? I want to see how much they're going to go back to base and spend. 2,700 gold on the Vamana, who is 9-0-7 in the solo lane. Already full build. Is he going to trade anything out, or is he just going to save for that power pot is the question.
He's just going to chill, man. Excuse me. Nothing really to change here for this Vamana build. You've got the Fatalis, the booties. Everything on this build is all well and good.
I mean, Vamana's got the booties. He's always had the booties.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main thing. 33 minutes in, they can look towards the left-hand side for the Phoenix here. Middle Phoenix is about to respawn, so they should probably swing by and take that one out with a drive-by first of all.
Most likely. Likely we'll see Team Rival head up towards the mid and then shift over to the left-hand side. The Phoenix furthest from the Fire Giant is always the most difficult one to defend.
So I'm starting to see the same 4 names approach the EU side of things in terms of the console qualifier so far, as we see Fudge getting awkwardly
it's dinner time.
And he will fall down before anybody can even turn up to support. Roski was in the area but not available. But the same 4 names are starting to creep up. Cleanup Crew, Team Rival, Team BM, and Barrage are the 4 names. I'm starting to see more and more. Starting to trade it out, so to speak, in terms of the semi-finals and final placements so far. But Barrage and Rival are the 2 that are standing above the rest, so to speak.
And Rival find themselves in the finals again, despite Barrage's slip-up, and they're able to handle Cleanup Crew pretty damn well, honestly.
Yeah, they've put Cleanup Crew in an awkward position right now. Cleanup Crew's composition on paper, I said I loved the composition they drafted here, especially their first 3 picks, and they rounded it off nicely too. It's just not come to fruition for them. They definitely need to work on objective control and not chasing kills too deep, but they're trying to make some kills happen for themselves now, and they're not going to find one, I don't think, as Hadderrs uses Ultimate. Probably going to fall down for it as well.
Yeah, he goes down pretty deep, but Gnome also going to go deep, looking for the Horseman. Geb Shield saves the day for the moment. Meanwhile, Atonement takes out Hadderrs on his deep end.
Phoenix going to fall on the left-hand side now. Roski, I don't think he's going to be able to defend this alone. Gets a good Cataclysm off, but there's no follow-up from the team. Chiron is back, firing off those shots through the whole team to deal some sort of damage back to them. Going to give chase, however, looking for a pick, but Gnome is caught on the backside, luckily enough. Big Baby is available, and now he's going to turn around and bring the baseball.
Stun help from Thor on the backside will help him out as he chases down Isis. Big Baby, bat, but Circle of Protection a little bit too smooth. Fudge finally finds his 4th kill, been sitting at 3 for a long while, but Team Rival, well, they've got 4 players here, and they're still pushing the envelope.
A little bit messy from Team Rival. I mean,
Teleport.
We did see Sol go back to base there by Headhunter as well. So they were 4v5 in that engagement for the most part, at least after the initial kill.
Teleport. Thor teleported. Thor
did?
Thor teleported.
He did after.
Thor teleported.
So he's back.
I'm like poking into back physically.
For more Atonement, going to find a nice route off, but immediately shielded once again there by Roski. So he's going to be fine for the time being.
Phoenix.
But is it going to be enough to stop the assault as the minion wave now comes in? Only Bean and Hadderrs here to help defend for now.
Sol definitely the character I want to be fighting my Phoenix, or if I'm the aggressor. Great wall out of Hydra.
Nobody's used his hammer, and now that could be death for Thor. Immediately good response from him, though. Hydra realizing he was in an awkward spot with his hammer down, so jumps to the sky.
Yes, definitely one of the better eject buttons in the game. Able to get it off before the damage is dealt, and it's dealt to Chiron. Headhunter able to find him on the other side. Good pincer maneuver coming out here from the boys on Team Rival. Hadderrs in some trouble as well.
Still trying to be a front line for his team. Going to hit multiple people with the ultimate, which gives him the extra protections, but he's not got the damage alone to find a kill. He has to dash away, and now Geb gets focused. He'll fall down to Gnome, and this looks like the end of game 1. Team Rival, well, it wasn't clean from them, but they do end up finding the win, and that's based off objective control alone.
The minions are here. Team Rival is here, and cleanup is everywhere. But 26-16 with 36.5 on the clock. Team Rival make quick work of their opposition in the finals.
So what I can see out of Cleanup Crew here is that they're a very aggressive team. They like to fight a lot, and if they can find those picks with those fights, they'll just move forward. That's it. They'll find and try and bully the team into the ground and then pick up objectives afterwards. Meanwhile, Rival on that team, they're the ones that will take the objective over getting 2 kills, which is more important.
Rival's the team that's going to move forward and clear the path, and a big part of their tournament win, or at least a part of their tournament win, has been Gnome. Definitely a big part of what came out of that solo lane specifically.
So, right at the beginning of the game, he gets first blood here, and this is mainly the bullying that they did early game with the invasion. Hadderrs still level 4. After that dash, that's when the call comes through. World Weaver immediately after the dash. Gnome's just waiting for the others to do the work for him, and he'll clean up the kill.
Yeah, that's how the game started. Then we saw a whole bunch of this. Zenborne just channel on somebody running towards anybody, and the slam comes down with the Defender of Olympus to help out.
He does seem to have pretty good positioning though, Gnome, for the most part, and he knows who to focus. Look at him, wailing away on the ice. He's forcing the Sanctuary. Doesn't even care about Circle of Protection, because when it pops, it'll keep him in his big baby form longer anyway. And then he's like, okay, who's next target? Oh, the Assassin Carly. She's already used everything. Well, I'm just going to run her down and find the kill.
Yeah, Kali really didn't get off to a start at all for his team. Gnome, on the other hand, continuously showing up on the highlight reel. So many plays from the Vamana player.
And for Cleanup Crew, I mean, what we saw at Cleanup Crew there, Hadderrs very aggressive, Fudge very aggressive, Roski very good for his job at peeling, but Hadderrs and Fudge were not doing it at the same time, and that's where they got punished, is because it allowed Rival to just focus one down, the other one would come in, focus them down instead, force them one out one at a time. And so double kill for Gnome at the end there. Perfect little play.
Sorry, I had to rub my eyes from how crazy that those Gnome plays were. But a big deal about the console side of things seemed to be, listen, calm down.
Sorry, I had to stroke my face at how amazing that explanation was. Let's go.